Ian Hansen down at North Kirra Beach, of course, the venue for this year's Australian Championship starting on April 15. But today we've seen some very important demonstrations taking place with three of our outstanding athletes in Shannon Eckstein, Phil Clayton and also Naomi testing and demonstrating three safety vests for use in the surf. So we're going to see all these three athletes demonstrate the vests on their ski, board and also in the water to try and develop the best safety device for Surf Life Saving Australia.
The flotation is all across the front and the back of this PFD, and the level 50 means it's got 50 newtons of buoyancy within the vest. With Naomi's vest, only in flotation in the top and in the back, and if I can show up here, you can actually remove the flotation out of the back. That's actually not ideal for us at the moment because we can't guarantee that competitors aren't going to take flotation out and then obviously render it ineffective. So we're working with the manufacturer on ways to secure that properly without actually interfering with the fit of the vest. And then Shannon's vest, again it's got the locking devices to stop it riding up, which is great. It's got a zipper. I'm not sure how that affects if you're lying down on a board, whether that's going to interfere with getting in the way on your chest. Shannon will be able to feel you in on that when he gets out. It's got flotation across the front and the back, but again, I'm not sure the level of buoyancy in this vest to determine if it's actually going to provide adequate flotation.
It's weird actually paddling, you can't hear that well with the helmet on. The paddling was okay, you know, we wear the pink vest at the moment anyway, racing, so it's an extra bit of padding, which you'd have to get used to again. Swimming was a different story for me though. It does move around a lot and does sort of come up around your ears a little bit, so yeah, I'm leaning away from it myself. Well, then it comes into play where everyone gets given the same product, but people alter it, and then you have to scrutiny that, and that's, you know, another headache in itself. So yeah, I guess that's up to SLSA and I guess the wider population.
When you're actually swimming, the hard thing is if you come off a craft and one's coming towards you with the buoyancy of this one, you won't be able to get under the water to get away from the craft. That'd be a big problem, getting out of the way. Not only that, when you are swimming out and a really, really big wave comes and you need to get right to the bottom to get away from that dangerous part of the wave, well, it's going to make it a lot difficult.
This one was uncomfortable to paddle on the board. It rode up a little bit around the ears, so there's probably a little bit more work needs to go into the vest to be able to paddle on the board. The ski is probably the easiest one for it to paddle on, but again, if you do come off your ski, then it is quite difficult to swim in. I think, like all sports, you need to be looking at safety all the time, and I think this is just one aspect that Surf Life Saving is looking at. It's not by any means perfect at the moment, but they're definitely got a future in looking at these things. But it is a performance-based sport, and these do hinder performance at the moment.
Like I said, I don't think the helmet's that great, especially when you're out in surf. If someone's yelling at you or skis coming towards you, you can't turn around and react quick enough because you can't hear that well. I think swimming in a helmet, I'd think a big, massive no-no, but I didn't swim in a helmet, so I don't think anyone would be putting their hand up to swim in a helmet. And then if people wear goggles, how they're going to get their goggles on around the helmet, it becomes a bit of a drama. The ski was okay with the helmet on in flat conditions, but yeah, it's a lot to take on when you're trying to perform it at a high level. You're taking on a vest and a helmet and trying to race at your best, and sometimes the vests don't fit. This is a small vest and it's not that suitable, so the helmets aren't suitable either, the sizing. So
I think so. I think the hard thing is that this sport's been around for 100 plus years now. We've got a great iconic sport here in Australia, and to bring something in that's going to slow it down, hinder the sport and slow pretty much everybody down, I think it's going to be, I don't think it'd be too well received. But again, the whole outlook of this is all about safety, and if they come up with something that, you know, we're comfortable in and we think is going to be workable within the environment, well then these are all prototypes, and that's the only way to do it. You've got to go through Australian standards. Right now at the moment they haven't really met the standards for Australia. You can buy these ones here off the shelf, and these ones here are still being made and built, but I just think, you know, if they do come along with it, we're gonna have to bring it in. But until the day they come up with the right suit, well, until then I don't think they should.
Every sport wants it to be as safe as possible, and that's what Surf Life Saving is doing, not only with the vest but the risk assessment, the pink lycras competing 8 till 4. There's so many different aspects that we're making safe at the moment. This is just one of those things. So until we get this right, then I don't see it coming in the near future. Well, not if they're not going to be able to go under waves and get away from craft at the moment. These things probably wouldn't suit those to more of an extent than us. But maybe I could see it maybe coming in when they do get a proper vest being optional, but have it there. This one's the recommended, this one's the standard, and it is there for someone to use if they really want to do it. Yeah, definitely. I think everyone in the movement can understand why they're doing the trial. We're not silly. We know that there's risk involved in the sport. Every time you go out in the surf, it's ever changing, and no one can ever guarantee that you're safe out there. So, Surf Los Angeles is doing a great job in trying to perfect these things.